smell what The Rock is cooking. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Pro Wrestling Network radio show. Before we get up to the main topic of what happened yesterday, I'm going to firstly just go quickly over Against All Odds and the results of that pay-per-view, if anyone really cares. Robbie E gets defeated, basically defeats Generation Me because actually it didn't turn up. In addition, Kazarian was up against Robbie E. Robbie E gets defeated by Kazarian. Kazarian is still the TNA X Division champion. Beer Money and Scott Steiner defeated Immortal that contained Rob Terry and Gunnar and Murphy. Samoa Joe defeated the Pope D'Angelo De Niro. And Madison Rain defeated Mickie James, so she's still the Knockouts champion. Rob Van Dam defeated Matt Hardy, and Bully Ray defeated Brother Devon. Jeff Jarrett defeated Kurt Angle, which means Kurt Angle has to walk his ex-wife to renew her vows with Jeff Jarrett. And we have a brand new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Hardy. He defeated Mr. Anderson in a ladder match. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to get straight into it. If you've been living on the planet Mars, you have my Twitter. I'm going to post below my Twitter and also my Facebook. My Facebook, my Twitter, everything has been blown up about the news in WWE. If you have been living in Mars or you're just not watching wrestling anymore, The Rock is back in WWE. He has made his return and has stated that he will be hosting WrestleMania. Now, a lot of people have said, oh, he's just going to host WrestleMania. Some of the things he said, I think he's going to stay longer because, you know, he basically, I'll just start off what happened in Raw. The announcer comes into the ring and just says, and here is the announcer for the WrestleMania. The lights go dim down, and I'll be genuinely honest with you, I actually thought I was going to see Sting up in the rafters because it was so dark and it looked very eerie. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, The Rock comes in, and he just goes in and, you know, cuts a promo for WrestleMania. Says he's going to make it the most electrifying event ever. But something strange happened, and he did something that I never thought would happen. He called out John Cena. Now, I don't know if any of you know, John Cena actually recently said, it was ages ago to be honest with you, but he actually said something about The Rock, and The Rock didn't like that, and but now The Rock's coming back. I would be absolutely loving it if The Rock beats the living shite clean out of John Cena. As I'm sure if you've listened to my previous radio shows, I'm not a huge fan of John Cena. I probably never will be a huge fan of John Cena. But, you know, this, you know, the amount of cursing as well that The Rock just did was unbelievable. He said everything that was against the PG era. And I think, you know, I think Vince probably, I mean, you wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, you know, The Rock was in the Attitude Era, and you can't change his character to a PG era. It's fantastic the way he's come back, and you know, I think it's an absolutely amazing thing that's happened. We're going to discuss what does this mean for the future of WWE, and what does this mean with its fan base. Now, for anyone who's listening to this show, it's either your very first time, or whether you haven't really been watching wrestling recently, you really haven't really missed that much. A lot of people have been talking to me that haven't watched wrestling since the Attitude Era, and they're actually now starting to watch it now because The Rock is back. And I think that's how much of an influence he really has. He's a strong influence on the company. He's a strong influence on, he's a strong influence altogether in wrestling. And, I think he should have been back ages ago, to be honest with you. But the fact that they played this out fantastically, it went completely under the radar in the internet community. It went completely undetected with the television sets. It went completely undetected under the radar, and it just came out of the blue. And I think that's what makes this event so much better. And this has projected WWE. A lot of people were wondering, well, what's going to happen in WrestleMania? Nobody knows what's going to happen in WrestleMania. This has completely changed WrestleMania altogether, simply because this guy is back now. Whether or not he's going to be wrestling again is still, it's. I wouldn't surprise me if he wrestles again, because I would love him to wrestle again. I'm sure you would too as well, but it would be fantastic if he does. The thing I like to see, and hopefully it's on next Raw, John Cena basically talks about The Rock, and I hope they don't let this go under the radar until WrestleMania. I want them to build this up. I want them to build this up so that there can be a John Cena and Rock rivalry. And I think this will be a fantastic match. Regards to next week as well, I'm looking forward to is this unannounced guy. Either it's going to be Sting, whether it's going to be Undertaker. I'm not going to make any predictions because what I've seen this week, anything can happen. If I was a Batman, I would say Undertaker simply because of the song, but WWE, they have a habit of changing things completely altogether last minute and doing it quite perfectly, unlike TNA. And TNA has become so. I don't know. If anyone wants to know my views on the last pay-per-view on TNA, I thought it was quite horrible. It was a terrible match. I thought the Jeff Hardy Mr. Anderson ending was a bit sloppy. The first half of the pay-per-view was shit, to be honest with you. I didn't particularly like that match. I didn't like the Beer Money's fantastic, but I don't think Scott Steiner should have been in that match. He's completely past his prime. There's no point in him being in there. And that was a match 3. Well, match 1 was Robbie E, which wasn't even really a match because the guys weren't even in because due to travel conditions. Match 2 was Kazarian and Robbie E. Completely stupid. They should have let Robbie E at least have a fighting chance, but Kazarian completely destroyed him. That match 3, as I've just said, was completely horrible. Samoa Joe, shit, bad match. Should have made the Pope at least not tap out. Madison Rayne against Mickie James. I think it's glad that they made Madison Rayne. I think it's fantastic they made her still champion because a lot of these WWE wrestlers who just come in and just took the titles. I think it's glad that they're basically keeping her with the championship. Rob Van Dam against Matt Hardy, which I thought was really no point in. We've seen it like about 100 times. Billy Ray, Brother Devon, shit, hated that match. Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle was a good match. However, just because of them matches, you're getting bored. You're getting sort of you mentally you don't want to see any more matches because you've just seen this big pile of. It was basically an episode of Impact, except for you had to fork out a certain amount of money to see this crap. To be honest with you, I think TNA need to get their finger out and start doing proper pay-per-views because this is just horrible. Back on the WWE, which to be genuine honest is more of a topic to talk about. It's fantastic this guy's back, and I'm going to be doing a full review of Raw next week to see who the star is. Also, if anything does happen on SmackDown, I'm going to do a full review of that as well. So guys, I want you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to view my. I also have some theme tunes as well if you just want to check out. I also provide a download link for you guys. And yep. So thanks very much for listening, guys. And the this is officially the road to WrestleMania. Have a good week, guys.